My ultimate Malai Koftas. So first up for the koftas, some boiled potatoes. Mash them up. Add in 100 grams of paneer and 100 grams of mawa or khoya. Add in a pinch of salt, teaspoon of garam masala, 2 teaspoons of red chili powder, a teaspoon of cumin powder, and 2 teaspoons of coriander powder. Now to bind this all up, add in 2 teaspoons of gram flour and 2 teaspoons of rice flour for that extra crispiness. Now get your hands involved. Mix this mixture all together and start making round balls. Mix this mixture all together and start forming round balls. So I've kept some oil in the pan to heat up. Next up, add in some rice flour to a plate. Add in a pinch of salt to it. Mix it up. Next step, take your koftas, dip it in the rice flour, dust it well. Make sure your pan is hot and your oil is hot, and then fry your koftas one by one. Add the koftas in small batches. If you add in more, the oil will become cold and the koftas won't become crispy and golden. Once they are fried and they are golden, remove each one on a paper towel to soak up all the excess oil. Next up for the gravy, chop in some onion. Some tomatoes, and 4 cloves of garlic. Add in an inch of ginger. Now for the gravy, 4 tablespoons of pure desi ghee, a teaspoon of cumin seeds, add in the onions and the chopped garlic. And fry it until it gets translucent. Now add in the chopped ginger in the frying onions and fry for the next 2 more minutes. Now that the onions are translucent, we crush in 2 cardamom pods, add them into our onions, a stick of cinnamon, a teaspoon of cumin powder, 1 to 1.5 teaspoon of red chili powder, or as per your spice level, 2 teaspoons of coriander powder, and fry these masalas, these spices, with the onions. Once the masala is roasted, add the chopped tomatoes in. and mix it all together. Stir it and add in half a cup of vegetable stock and let this simmer for the next 5 minutes. Gravy off the stove, and then what we are going to do is take a hand blender and mix this gravy. If you don't have a hand blender, you can just pop it up in a mixer and blitz it. When your gravy is almost ready, add in a teaspoon of garam masala and a little bit of salt as per taste, because the vegetable stock already has a lot of salt. Now, because this dish is called Malai Kofta, let's add in some cream in it. And mix it in. Just before you're about to end, just take a pan, heat it up. As it's heating, take some dried fenugreek leaves or kasuri methi, add it in the pan and just keep tossing it. As it gets roasted, just powder it with your fingers and add it to the gravy. Now chop some fresh coriander . And add it to the gravy as well. Add in the gravy. And then add in our koftas. Take a generous serving of these Malai Koftas. Oh. Serve these with some naan bread. So this, my friends, are my ultimate Malai Koftas. If you like this recipe, hit the like button, share it and subscribe to this channel. Thank you, lovely people. See you next week.